Woo, this is going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. I am sure that everybody's going to like what we're going to be giving away today. I know a lot of you have been waiting for me to give out what we're going to be giving today, so I want you to come on in, get yourself situated. We're going to have some conversations. We're not going to stay long because I don't have time to be with you all night. I want to get my meditation on, but I definitely want to share some new insights with you. If there's some topics you want to go over, it's good to see everybody. Peace and blessings. Namaste. How are we doing? Yes. How we doing? Grand evening. Namaste, everybody. Grand evening, everybody. Keep it positive. Keep it light. I'm so happy to see everybody. No, we don't. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. Somebody talking about you always. I don't get tired. I am not here for me. I'm here for you. The reason why I'm here is for you. The universe wants me to be here for you. You guys are asking for answers. I'm here. You're asking for a solution. I'm here. You're asking for some revelations. I'm here. You want to know the secrets? I'm here. I'm giving you all the codes to the matrix so you can be your own key makers. That's why I'm here. There's a whole bunch of Neos, there's a whole bunch of Trinities out there, and I'm trying to activate. I'm not trying, we are activating you. That's what this is, a pure activation. Incontrovertible activation is what this is. And with your activation, you learn things. You learn how to navigate. You learn how to move different. You learn how to speak different. You learn how to shut the fuck up when it's time to shut the fuck up. You learn these things when you pay attention to people who want to share things with you that come from the future or come from a different perspective. And remember, time is not real. So when I say the future, I'm talking about a different shift in vibrations. I've seen things from a different elevation, a different frequency. So when I come here and I say things like, oh, I'm coming from the future, like, oh my God, he must be doing drugs. He must be doing... No, it's not that. I understand that the frequency and dimension of which I operated on for so long is something that a lot of people will never see. So when they see the things that are coming into their life right now, they say, what is going on? And I say, I've already seen that. I saw that whole deployment because we did that to this country back in da-da-da-da-da. And when I was doing that, I did it to this country. And when I used to tap into those countries, oh, they're doing it here to America. What about the people? What about the people? How are the people going to survive without this insight? Oh, that's why I'm here. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what's so funny? I remember John F. Kennedy says, there's a quote, or he said it. He said, ask not what you can do for your country, but what you can, not ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, or something to that effect. And I want you to start thinking about currency and exchanging, jumping in and just asking for things. Just, can you help me? Give me this. Tell me that. What is your insight? That's not how it works. Come in, read the room, understand what the protocol is so that you can ensure that you get the right timing and frequency and attention so that you can actually get the things you want out of life. This is not everything that we do here on this thing. Grand evening, Cyber Alpha. There we go. How we doing? How we doing? Come up on stage, Cyber Fixer. If everybody does not know that, Cyber Fixer is the Alchemist Apprentice. We have a few, but this is the one that's currently in the final stages of their journey, if you will. So yes, ebb and flow. Oh, well, they decline. Well, I love you too, Cyber Fixer, with all love and possibilities. That's all groovy. But here's what I want you to know. The reason why you're here, the reason why you're trying to understand what's my purpose, what's going on here. Well, listen, I understand that in my purpose, what I've done, what I do for a living, what I did for a living is very unique. I understand that I have insights. I have the ability to see certain things, frequencies, complex systems. I understand computers. I understand business. I understand organizations. I understand a lot of things. And my job is to show you how those people are using a lot of things to confuse your minds so that you can't see the fuckery that's afoot. And without going into ambiguity and saying, what do I do here and what do we do? No, it's about learning about everything that I am dropping so that you can take it on your journey. From asking how to engage me, to using the right protocols, to ensuring that you're using please and thank you, understanding that I just don't give you attention because you're so programmed into, oh, if I just raise my hand, if I just do this really quickly, people are going to pay attention to me. That's not how you get attention. That's how you get ignored. That's how people say, oh, that's something to ignore. That's not something to say, oh, I want to keep my focus on it. No, I want to ignore that. So I'm going to acknowledge that crazy movement, and I'm just going to ignore it and go this way. And that's what people do all the time. That's how they identify what they want to pay their currency to. You have to understand that getting somebody's currency, because that's what energy is. Everything's flow. It's all a current. It's all energetic. So whether or not you're behind a computer screen, whether or not you're in real life, you have to understand that your attention is much more valuable than anything else in this world. And if you just give your attention to every little tick and every click and every twerk and every breast and every twerk and every muscle, then all you're going to be doing is depleting your energy like they did in the Matrix. They're just sucking you dry of all the energy. So when you speak with intention, when you move with intention, when you focus with intention, you start to get a return on investment that is abundance in flow, in focus. So now that we understand that everything that you see on this channel, every single little thing that you see on this channel is strategically placed to teach you without letting your brain know that you're learning. Because as soon as I tell you this is the class, your brain shuts off. It's like, oh, it's not fun anymore. No more dopamine. I don't want to learn anymore. There's no dopamine. I don't want to listen to him because there's no dopamine. Oh my God, I want to be fun. I want to have fun. I want to have feels. Not everything is about feels. But as soon as you understand that, then you start taking things seriously, and then things don't become fun anymore. So I'm trying to keep it above the level. That makes sense? All right. All right, all right. Okay, we got a please and a thank you. We got actually somebody with the proper format. All right, so somebody's asked me, this is a very common question, so that's why I'm going to take it. I can tell you have the news. I have news. You can feel my energy, huh? So listen, here we go. So somebody's asking me, and it's a very common question about information security, cybersecurity, and people want to know, how do I get into it, or what's the strategic placement to get into cybersecurity? And you know what? I'm not going to answer that question anymore. I've answered that question at least 20 times in the last 10 days, and in the lives. What I want to do is engage people. So let's bring you up on stage. Yes, let's bring you up on stage, and then we'll have a conversation about it. So come on, resilience. Come on, resilience. Make sure that you don't show your address and you don't have photos up. Make sure you cover yourself. But let's have a conversation about how to get into cybersecurity, and then I will show you. Oh, you declined. Isn't that a monkey's uncle? That's a phrase that my grandmother used to say. I don't know what it means, but I love it. Ain't that a monkey's uncle? Maybe I shouldn't use that. Anyway, so, all right, you're with your son. I understand. So, all right, so let's see who else wants to come up on stage. And maybe we'll answer in that question, or we'll fit that question into the conversation. Yes, I don't want to see nobody wants to see your son. Nope, we don't want them on the screens. We don't want them away from the screens. You're right. Turn off the phone. I mean, unless you want to really get the information from this live. I see what you're saying. Namaste, everybody, though. Hey, so listen, I'm going to see if we can get somebody in. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Nope. All right, so I want my power back. Do you want to come up on stage before we start getting things going? Do we want to get anybody on the stage? Namaste. So listen, everybody, here we go. Okay, Kathleen Tater Powers. Tater, that's my name. Hello? Hello? Oh, well, that would have been fun. Hello? I want my power back. Are you there? Oh, you saw him by accident. Okay, no problem. No problem. All right. No problem at all. All right. You said she's gone. Gone she is. That's how it works. That's how it works. Sometimes we just get excited. We get excited. We're like, yo, so people want to know how to get into cybersecurity. Let's break down some things that maybe will be beneficial for you on your journey. Number one, understand that cybersecurity is a multi-threaded, multi-headed situation. When you say, I want to be a culinary chef, I want to be a chef, you understand that there are different types of chef. You can specialize. You can be a chef, like the chef, a culinary, artist, alchemist, architect, if you will, or you can specialize in a certain function, right? You can be a manager, but you can be a manager of a multiple different things. So when it comes to cybersecurity, I want you to remember there's a multitude of different domains. Figure out what you're good at, because cybersecurity is so flexible that anybody's mental capacity, mental functions, the way that your mind works, there's so many different things in cybersecurity that you can align what your mind does and how it naturally thinks into a speciality in cybersecurity. And what does that mean exactly? Think about it this way. If you are a technical person and you want to get into cybersecurity, you're a coder and you want to get into cybersecurity, then maybe you want to get into, application security. You want to start thinking about AppSec, application development. Maybe you want to do a code review. You want to be a reviewer. You want to be in change control, things of that nature. If you like oversight, if you like to be in regulation, I like to regulate the way things work. Well, then you want to get in policy. You want to do policies and analysis and government risk and compliance. If you are a person who wants to be in between, the person that talks about compliance but actually implements it in a technical fashion, then you want to be in mid-management. So a little bit of mid-management, a little bit of operations. Operations, what guides the operations of the organization, operations of the cybersecurity operations, security operations in and of itself is an operational thing, but that's more technical. You've got a lot of other things. Risk management framework, absolutely. If you want to get an RMF, that's the government risk and compliance for more specialized and focused in the government aspects of things. Think about what it is that you align with. So when you're really asking me questions like, what certifications? I know that's what everybody's like, what do I need to do? Listen, the certifications are not going to give you a job, ever. What they're going to do is get you higher on the totem pole on the selection process to even get the interview. When you want to get a job, jobs, and I don't agree with getting jobs, but I understand that I can't say that. I can say whatever I want to at first. But when I say that, I'm putting people against the wall and saying, well, what about the people who don't know how to be an alchemist yet and generate revenue because their thoughts become things and manifesting it because they put the energy and the time into being what they came here on earth to do? Okay, all right, that's me, right? When I'm talking about and all the other alchemists out there that are living in their path. But with those people who are just getting into it, I don't agree with jobs. I prefer that people start to be independent. But in the beginning, I understand that there is a genesis to all things. Everybody has a story in the beginning. In the beginning, there was Johnny, Jason, Tom, Cindy, Karen, Michelangelo. So, networking, being in events. If you want to go find people that are wealthy, you want to go where they go. You want to get a job in cybersecurity, you want to go where cybersecurity people with, the power to hire you, go. Conferences. If you go B-Sides, if you've heard of a B-Sides conference, you may want to go to one of those. I don't recommend DEF CON and Black Hat for people who are trying to get into cybersecurity because that's just going to overly consume you, but start to attend some of the conferences, the online conferences, start to create a network with yourself, join other. I remember the time when I was the only influencer. Like I'm talking about before this Instagram thing. I'm talking about on Twitter when it was called Twitter and I was like 1,000. I was like, I got that cybersecurity. That's big. Like shit, 1,000 people follow me. Damn, what is he saying? He must be saying something. He's got 1,000 followers. Well, anyway, so you want to get inside. So, X is a good place where a lot of information security people reside. That's where we talk about things that you'll never even hear about. Like that's really where it's at. So find the hives of cybersecurity and then start creating networks with people. Start showing your value by showing your value, contributing, learning. If you're starting out with nothing, then you want to probably start with your Security Plus, just to get an understanding of the vernacular, how to communicate cybersecurity. What are the domains of cybersecurity, how to communicate it, how to be on level with it, because you want to get familiar with it. But as you start elevating it, Security Plus is, I wouldn't even hire you as a help desk engineer with a Security Plus. But what I would do is start looking at you as something that is viable. And as soon as I start getting interested, let me tell you about 90% of the people who have jobs in cybersecurity that are really, let's talk about me. Like literally, when I was back in my day, Chief Information Security Officer of Experian, the people that I would associate with and the people that I hired weren't people that submitted their resumes. It would be people that I networked with either at a B-Sides event or a DEF CON or a hacker conference. And I'm like, hey, I need a coder. I said, I don't care about any resumes. I remember this coder who was just really passionate. I think he was a little off, like he was like maybe, I don't care what his, mental thing was. I just like because he was so passionate or she was so passionate. Let me call them up. Hey, man, are you free? You want to do a project? And I'd hire them, literally, no interviews. Why? Because I had already been interviewing them, not intentionally, in the groups. When I see them communicate, are they precise with their language? Do they just speak? Do they use curse words? Are they speaking fluidly? Are they actually providing actual content without expecting anything in return? Those people that are really engaged, those people that are really showing their work and, hey, this is how you get there. And it's not about doing things for free, because anything you do for free will not have value to the people that are getting it for free until you talk about the currency and the value that it has in it. But that's another conversation. That's alchemy. Let's talk about information security, which they intertwine, but today we're not going to intertwine them because I know you're looking for a direct answer. So let's keep that. Let's keep them separated. So I look for people who are in the network. So where do you build your network? The first thing you want to do is go create you a an X profile that is not associated with your name, but you want to, remember, it's not an advertisement. If you look like you're selling something, the real people don't want it. Only the lower people want stuff that looks like it's being sold. Like, if a girl walk or something that you like walk around showing all this stuff, I'm like, I don't want that. Everybody else can get that. I want exclusivity. And if it's looking like that, then and everybody can have it, then it must not be, I like exclusive. So same thing with your name and giving out information when you're creating your profile. If you're walking around, my name is John the Hacker Tate. Nigga, excuse me. Oops. Bruh. What? Stop it. You're doing too much. Keep it humble, keep it simple. Don't be too egotistical. And in the beginning, don't be thirsty, be observant. We can smell thirst. Everybody can smell thirst. If you're in the predator mode, if you are in a position of authority, if you're in a position of elevation, if you're in a position of authority, of agency, I can see when people are trying to be in my position because they're doing things. They're trying to get my attention. They're trying to, look at me. All that shit, right? And when I notice that, I say, I don't want that because if you have to scream for attention, then that means that you don't know how to be the attention. How do you be it? Do the work. Be precise with your language. Be articulate. Do your best. Always do your best. Take accountability of the things that you may have made a mistake on. Learn how to learn. A lot of people get in their feelings so much because a lot of other people are not going to behave with the rules that we're providing right now. These rules that I'm saying, hey, man, stick to these. So you're going to have a lot of people who don't have this, and they're not going to be communicating in a way or pattern that makes it feel like it's fair. But you know what it looks like when somebody's trying to throw at you, like, oh, look at stupid you did. You made that mistake. Huh? And look what I did. I'm so smart because you made that mistake. You silly person. Person like me, people in power are going to say, yeah, well, I don't want that shit on my team because that's like, I don't want to, well, look at me, boo, a boogaboo. I don't want one of those. You know what I like? I like the way he just took that in his jaw. He just took it in his chin. The guy came at him and said that the way he wrote that code, man, was element. That shit was wrong. And he said, yeah, I did make a mistake. I was up tonight. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I like the way he played that. He didn't even try to go back for a jab. You know what? That speaks volumes. Don't worry about what you think you see inside the screens. Think about how it feels in the behinds and the in-betweens. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Is that valuable? I don't know who Tony Diggs is, but okay. Yeah, all right. So does anybody understand what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Please, somebody engage. Let me know that you're paying attention. I'm not just running my mouth. So when it comes to, all right, good. I'm getting some loves and some likes. Okay, great. Right. So when it comes copy, good, good, good. Thank you. I just want to make sure people are listening. If you're not listening, I can go do a lot of other stuff. There's people, things to do, you know. Lima Charlie, good, 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 good. So start creating a name for yourself. We live in a world where reputation matters, right? So who you know, how you know them, and what you can provide to them is that's currency. I just gave you the formula of success, but minus a few other things like failure. The only way to succeed is to fail. But anyway, good. So go online, create you as online. Be okay. Oh, be okay with beginning. A lot of people they want to run to the top. They want to be the leader so quick. Hey, look at me and look how tough I am. And no, be easy. Be calm. Listen, I have a lot of energy. I carry a lot of energy. Wherever I go, people know me. People have seen me like, yes, that motherfucker's got energy. So I've had to learn how to throttle my energy, especially when I'm around people 99% of the time when I'm walking anywhere because I'm very intelligent and I'm very, very, very analytical in the way I think. And the way that I think is very unique. I understand that some people don't think at the speed that I think at. They can't formulate, they can't compound things the way I do that. So what do? I Sometimes I'll just nuke the room. If I need to nuke it, like, okay, ego's out of control. Let me go ahead. All of you, let's talk about what's really going on. The breakdown, and then I'll do my technical breakdown, just not to show ego, just say, listen, it's a level set. We call it level setting. Now that everybody knows what's in the room, because everybody's been talking about what they've been doing and what they want to do, but let me show you. Now that I've showed you that I am the way, the truth, and the light when it comes to this particular topic, I want you to start level setting. When you do that without ego, when you do that without trying to make people feel bad, all you're doing is setting this tone, putting yourself in the position where you need to be, and you maintain that position. You don't do it with force. People are going to come at you. Listen, when you're there, people are going to come at you. When people see you trying to get a job, they're going to come at you. People just are miserable. Not all. I'm not talking about everybody. So not everybody, Jay. Well, we're not talking about you. Calm the fuck down. All right. So when you're going into your game and you're learning, okay, this is my specialty. I'm really good at patch management, or I'm really good about understanding how the Microsoft operating system requires these kind of patches, and I have to make my patch change with this, and then, or I'm really good at writing scripts for Cisco devices, and I'm really good at whatever you're good at. When you find out what you're really good at, find a group that you are nestled in, that you feel comfortable in. When you start creating connections with people on these like X and all these other platforms, and going to different events and going to different conferences, you'll meet your vibe will attract your tribe 100% of the time, 100%, right? Yes, 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 exactly. Your Bible. So as you start speaking and as you start creating your niche, people people like me are not going to reach out to you in your DMs and say, "Hey, man, I really like what you're doing. Keep it up." No, we're not going to give you motivation. We should. The human collective should do more of that reinforcements, but a lot of people have turned that into a poison. Like I'm gonna manipulate you into making you feel like I really care about you so that I can get something out of you. I mean, we just live in a society. We live in a world where we need to learn how not to be susceptible to that type of manipulation. Is the way you say that. Thank you, Most High. So on your journey, I want you to understand that. Understand that. Find your niche, study, okay? Learn operating systems, learn networking. If you want to be in cybersecurity for real, and you want to be like, if you let's just use me, and this is not an ego thing, but if you want to figure out like, how did you do it, Jay? Well, listen, I understood that to be in cybersecurity, right? I was in cybersecurity before it was called cybersecurity, right? It wasn't called cyber, right? We didn't. It was advanced network analysis and network security and penetration, or network security and validation, right? That was in the Navy, right? So, and that was so. I want you to understand that back then, the only way that you could get into cyber is you had to have a profound, and I mean profound, pronounced, well in depth understanding of all of them. Look at my mouth, all of them, the technological platforms that exist in the operating environment that you were going to protect. What did I say? I said that you needed to have a profound, pronounced understanding of all of the technologies that you were going to be providing protection for. Why? Because that's how you protect things. You have to understand how they work so that you understand how people want to exploit them. So if you have Linux boxes and you have, some mainframes, and then you've got some old, legacy systems, and you've got things that can't get patched because they're unique, and you got certain things on certain networks, you got to learn them. You got to learn all of these things. You got to learn how they interact and how they're going to be safeguarded. You got to learn those elements. Back then, I knew that. So the first thing I did was, I don't know anything about anything except DOS, because that's what I was using, and Linux. And I know everybody in this military is using this stuff called Windows. What is Windows? I didn't know anything about Windows. So you know what I did? True story. This is in 1999. I was 19 years old, 18 years old, whatever. Right? I said I was an E2, and I said, you know what? I'm going to save up a few $1,000s on my E2 pay, E3 pay. No, I was E5. I was E4. That's I'm going to save up my E4 pay, and I'm going to go to a boot camp, and I'm going to get my MCSE. So I studied Microsoft, right? I studied Microsoft for a long time so I can get my Microsoft certified engineer, and so that I can understand how Microsoft works. So I wanted to learn how the operating systems work, how Active Directory work, how they interact. What is Active Directory? How does it interact? How does Active Directory? How does LDAP? What is LDAP? What are ports, protocols, and services? What are the main communication protocols that Microsoft uses to communicate with anything on the network, so that I can understand what is normal and what's not? When you start understanding that, so I took it from the operating system level, and then I understood, oh shit, I need to learn how this computer communicates to this computer. So I had to learn networking. Not only just networking from a subnetting and subnetting, routing, masking perspective, DNS, IP, TCP/IP, BGP, learning all those things. Then I had to learn about like advanced networking, like load balancing, and how web servers work and VPNs work. And okay, then setting up the security for them. You know what I mean? So once I started learning that, I started pivoting and that's what you do in security. I learned that, okay, there's a technology. Oh, this technology is under my umbrella. I need to learn it, so let me pivot and learn it. In the exploitation chain in cybersecurity, we talk pivoting is when you gain access to a certain aspect of a certain element of the network or a certain network device, and then you pivot access into something else. That's what pivoting is from an exploitation chain. But from a learning chain, what you're doing is you're gaining access to understanding. And when you get that understanding, you use that understanding to pivot into a larger understanding. Am I making sense? I'm going to give it a pause to make sure you guys are paying attention because I see the numbers are going away. That's what happens to the brain when y'all start learning. You're like, oh, he's not being fun anymore, so I want to leave. Yeah, y'all can go. So is anybody paying attention? Is it still valuable? Please, anybody? Okay, I guess not. All right, well, does anybody else want to talk about anything else or? Oh, okay, cool. All right, good, good, good. All right, good. I'm glad everybody's here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, wonderful, wonderful. I understand there's a time delay, so I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. So, Lima Charlie, good, good, good. So I want to make sure you understand how you get into cybersecurity is a multi-threaded way, right? You want to create a need or a value in yourself, and the way you do that is actually know the stuff. People are walking around, there's a lot of certification ninjas out there. There is a lot of certification, excuse me. There are a lot of certification ninjas out there. And what I mean is they go out there and what they do is, hey, listen, everybody in the chat, don't get in the chat talking about personal things. Don't tell me because everybody's reading this, right? Yeah, I can explain. Yes, I'll do that. I'll do that. No worries. So, listen, I know a lot of people in here want my attention. They want me to help them for free, and they just want to do whatever they can get my attention or my team's attention. Say, look, we'll come and help them because we know you help people because you're a good person. Don't don't go into the comments talking about your case because there's people in here that are not me. Right? That's the first rule of cybersecurity. That's why I've created the school. That's a good pivot. I created a school and we're going live today. So I'm going to be giving out a few coupons for a few special people. They're going to be the first people to walk into the cyber school. Yeah, we got a school, baby. That's what I've been working on in the low key. It's one of the biggest secrets I've been keeping for the longest time. I had to even keep it from Cyber Fixer Alpha. I'm like, don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm just actually locked in. And when I'm locked in, you don't hear. I disappeared. And I have been locked in for the last couple of months, low key after these breaks. I've been creating schools because I've been listening to everybody tell me, hey, thank you from England, saying what's up to England. What's up, mate? I know I had to do it. I know that was off, and I know, but I just had to do it. Cheerio, mate. I had to do it. I just had to do it. I had to do it. I know that's not accurate, but I had to do it. I'm going to do it again. What's that, mate? Okay, okay, no more, no more. All right, all right, all right. Yes, the school. Yes, we have created a school. So, how young can your students be? The school environment, SKOOL. Yes, because for a long time people are saying, "Hey, man, you should create a school environment so people can learn and stuff." Okay, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be a teacher though. Yes, today we have 111 different subjects, different tasks, and I'm going to give you the insights on how it works. If she can read, let's get her in there. We don't say Cheerio much. I just felt like saying it, though. I felt like saying it, Suzanne. I just felt like saying it, but thank you. All right, that was a distraction. Let's get back in focus. So, yes, any STEM projects we can, but no, so that wasn't a pleaser. Thank you. So here we go. Number one, the way that I learned cybersecurity is the way that I'm going to be teaching it. I didn't learn because there was somebody holding my hand and saying, "Hey, man, this is what you need to learn next, and this is what you need to learn next." Nobody gave me any play because they knew that I was smart. And they said, shit, if you teach that person something, he might take your job. And that's actually what I ended up doing a lot of times in a lot of places that I went. And that's why I do what I do now because I don't, I understand number one, people don't really learn, right? They just want to learn enough to be in a position so they can make money because they want to get a job. I wanted to learn because there were people dying, literally, like actually. So I said, if people's lives are on the line based off of what I'm doing, I'm going to be the best motherfucker at it, literally. So I learned through observation, I learned through application, and I learned through feeling. And that's the type of an application of the applied topic of the applied science that we're actually discussing, that's what you're going to learn inside the school. The school's not a whole bunch, sitting around and you're going to be writing reports and all this. No, 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 no. I'm going to teach your brain in this school environment how to think through a lens of security, how to move with a lens of security, how to make your own decisioning. I'm actually just reprogramming your brain to see everything through a security mindset. And when you start taking these courses, there are 111 different courses, and each course is literally like 5 minutes, but it's a 5-minute video followed by a full handbook of a scenario, how to apply that scenario in your life, and then I ask you a quiz. You have to apply it. And that's the only, when you graduate school, there's levels to the school. So the first level is like 20 classes. Once you do that, you have to go through a field training exercise. Once you do that, you're going to submit your reports to the team, us, us and the angels, or the alchemists and the angels, and we're going to be doing the reviews and you seeing who gets access to the next level, because I'm not just giving you full access to the whole thing. You have to do your increments. Once you pass that phase, then you get to the next phase. The people that actually graduate from the university, from Exploitation University, oh, you got a job with us, 100%, because you're an operator at that point. So the first thing that we're living, oh yeah, it's fucking fun as hell. Excuse my language. Yes, I apologize, Cyber Alpha. I know you told me not to cuss anymore in here. My bad, Cyber Alpha. My bad, Cyber Alpha. My bad. All right, it is a miracle. So for those who want to be in the school, this is what you need to do. First, the school's not free. Nothing is free, right? You dreamed this. Who said that? Who dreamed this? Yeah, we don't apologize. I mean, we don't say sorry. All right, Cyber Fix, you coming or what? What's up? Yeah, my bad. I'm apologizing to Alpha, not to y'all, because I know y'all don't mind. But she is my fixer, so she's like, hey, listen, if we want to stay inside of this thing, give me one second. I'm trying to bring her up on stage. Did you want to come up on stage? Is that what you're doing? Hold on. All right, so everybody stand by. Let's see if it's too late. Let's see if it's too late. Mm, mm. And I'm going to figure out how I want you guys to submit your requests, because the people that are first going to come in, of course, it's not going to be free. I mean, it's going to be free, but yes, theoretical is one thing, practical and applied is another. That's right. And everything that you're going to learn. Thank you, Cyber Fixer, for letting it slide. So, yeah, good disclaimer early. That's right. That's right. So I haven't made. Okay. Anyway, so listen, everybody. Again, Alpha, are you here? I guess not. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be opening up the school to allow people in. So if you really want to join the school, oh, who's this? Alpha.
Hello.
Hello. What's going on, Alpha? How we doing?
Fantastic.
Yeah. How's life?
Wonderful as always, of course.
Yeah, absolutely it is. So, what do you want to talk about today? This is your stage. So, everybody, let's talk about who Alpha is. Alpha is the Alchemist Apprentice. So, when you watch the videos and you see, Khadijah series about me training the new person, and you see what's going to the hotels and all of that, that is a story about me training this person that's in the black right now. You know what I mean? All the things that we've gone through. I've put this person through hell. They've learned. Tell them you learn how to shoot. You learn how to fight. You learn how to hack. Tell them. How's your journey been, Cyber Alpha?
My journey has been transformative. I can say that on this journey, I have really learned to transmute the energies, the experiences, everything that you've put me through, everything that I allowed you to put me through, because I was open and receptive to the experience, the ability to learn, to be engaged, and to truly push myself to be this version of myself that I knew was there. It's been wonderful.
But has it always been peaches and creams?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
because somebody just asked, did I really fire you 50 times? Tell the answer. Have
Yes,
I did
yes, you
the,
did.
the question is for the room, have I fired you more than 10 times?
Yes,
Did I mean it every time?
yes,
Did you think did you think I was going to call you back?
no,
That's the thing.
until
Until I did. Go
I
ahead.
feel like you did. But there was, I believe I finally gotten to a point where I just knew. I was like, you know what? I know what I have done, the work that I've done, what I have brought to the proverbial table um, at this point. And so when you weren't going to call me that last time, I was like, you know, if he doesn't call me back, I'm okay. I have learned enough. I have gained enough knowledge and experience to transmute this into something more. I'm not going to let this be the end of anything. If anything, it is the beginning. And then you called me back.
So everybody, why did I fire her? Why would I fire her? So when I brought her on, the first, let's talk about the onboarding session, because a lot of you want to know how to get into cybersecurity. So how to get into my nest was one of the hardest things because I have trust issues. I think everybody's out to get me and shit, except, there's not, it's not a suspicion when you know they are.
Hmm.
So I had I had compartmentalization situations. So I was like, you know what? I've already got a team. This new person just saw, they saw that, you know, they saw that I'm growing, and they're trying to come in here and steal all my secrets, and they're going to start their own thing. And I was very insecure about the way I was looking at what I had because I saw I was blowing up, and I was like, oh shit, I don't want that kind of attention because I can't be a fixer if I'm out on the Instagram all the time. If people know my face, I can't really be doing ops. And then I realized, oh shit, okay, I maybe need to bring her in. So I would bring her in, and she would do certain things, and then she'd make a mistake. And then I would blow off the lid, literally say things like, why would you make that mistake? Why are you doing this to sabotage me? And I would, of course, it was strategic because I wanted her to learn how to take pressure, how to learn that my word and the sounds of my voice, just because I'm raising it doesn't mean it. And slowly over time, she realized, I'm going to stay calm all the fucking time. I don't care what you're saying, Jason. I can't. It took time. She used to be reactive. You used to be reactive, didn't you?
I was I was very reactive, yes.
What are you saying? And why not? And what is this? And then I was like, and then now she's like, whatever. Like you can literally just pull out an AR-15 and do all the yelling like a monkey all you want to. I'm cool as a cucumber, and I wish you would, Steph. Like that's what she's turned into. She's turned into understanding that she's capable of doing it herself. And I used to tell her in the beginning, listen, you're not here for a long time. I don't want you here for a long time. And I don't. I don't want anybody here for a long time. Your objective is to learn everything in this brain and apply it to your life so you can create your own freedom, right? And however long that is going to be on this journey with me is up to you. But listen, I don't my aspiration is for people to make a million of me's out there in those worlds. Not me, but like versions of whatever, my alchemy, not Jason, but you get what I'm saying. So over time, I've learned that, okay, number one, she doesn't know her value. She had a very little understanding of her value. She thought her value was in other things, and I said, listen, I'm gonna have to really break you, and that's what I would fire her for. I'm like, hey, all right, here's your last check. Talk to you later. And then the one time when I saw it, I said, you know what? She's not gonna flinch this time, and that's when I said she's a keeper. She's staying with the outfit. And that's after like the many things we've been through. So, what do you have as far as insights? Because listen, Cyber Alpha was in a position that everybody is here trying, trying to get into cybersecurity. She called. Like, listen, let me give you an insight about what Cyber Fixer Alpha did that made her attempt much different than the 10,000 other people that send me messages. Hey, man, I want to be working your team. I want to be your team. I'm like, no, you really don't. You just want my secrets. She studied me. She studied every one of my videos. She said, like, when she wrote me, she used my words. She understood the law of mirroring. When you mirror somebody, when you mirror their image, when you mirror what they say, it's not about being fake. It's like, you know what? I'm going to show you that I've been paying you attention. Now, some people can manipulate that way, and that's something that everybody needs to pay attention to because we talk about that in the school. We're launching the school. I'm giving y'all some heavy secrets, too, in the school. Like, people are really going to hate me more. Not that they already do, but they're going to hate me because they're like, you're making people like chief information security officers, and they haven't even went to university, and they're going to be better than me. Yeah, motherfucker. Because there's AWS servers that are allegedly failing because you guys can't get your shit together. So let's make some real chief information security officers. That's why the companies keep getting breached because y'all don't know what y'all are doing. So I said, I'm going to create a whole group of people. And that's what happened. She reached out to me and she spoke my language, which taught me that she's either a good manipulator, she knows how to manipulate men, And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Listen, every trait, it is the thought that applies. The thought is what creates the good or the bad. Shakespeare said something to the effect of, all is good and bad. All is what it is until the mind gets involved. The mind makes it good or bad. So I looked at the quality of her ability to mirror, to project everything, right? Everything she was doing. I was like, oh, she's actually paying attention. And the amount of attention that she's paying shows that it's not superficial. It shows that this is the way that she learned how to get her objective. So we're going to take that energy and we're going to transmute it and turn it into, listen, I'm going to tell you one thing. I can say this and I'm going to say it with a little bit of hesitation, only because I know you don't have an ego, Cyber, but listen, when I look at some of the things you do with this company, I see some of the reports, I say that is much better than I would have done. That's a true statement. That's a true statement.
That is very much appreciated.
Yes, yes, yes. So anyway, so today, Alpha, I'm glad you're on the stage. We're talking about the school environment. So you've been asking me for a long time to create the school environment. You wanted me to create the school environment for so long. Why did you want me to create the school environment? Because I told you I didn't want to. What was the whole pressure that you wanted me to create the school environment for?
So for me, what was most important was I could see the value that you have, the value that you want to bring. And the important thing is meeting people where they are at, giving them the opportunity to learn in a way that does, fall into alignment with the things that we teach. This is not just here is this, we're not spoon feeding anyone, but to be able to say, here is all of this. This is where you can start. This is where you go from here, and teaching them how to think and creating a place to do that. And so for me, that was probably just the most important thing is giving them the real opportunity. So you guys, at that point, if you don't do it, that's on you. If you haven't learned anything, if you haven't picked up anything, because it took a lot to guide you in the direction of creating it, along with the resources. And it's something that I am so excited to see truly come to fruition.
She's right. I need y'all to pay attention. I did not want to create this because I said, as soon as I create this, many people are going to be, and they're going to, and she said, basically, she said what I used to tell her in a respectful way: shut the fuck up. Work, chop wood, carry water. Chop wood, carry water is what she said to me. She said, stop talking, chop wood, carry water. Go do the work. You said you need to build a school. The universe is not going to give us what we need. We need to build. And then when she started speaking that universal message, I was like, oh shit, God, leave. My ancestors and got to her too. Because I be trying to hustle my ancestors. I'm not lying. I'm like, listen. So today I'm going to go drink, okay? And there's nothing you can do, ancestors, about that because I want to be free and I don't want to work out tomorrow and I just want to be in the universe is like, no. And then Alpha call, hey, we got a new case. Hey, we got to do this. I'm like, oh, but I want to go drink. And they're like, not today. Am I right or wrong, Alpha?
You are absolutely correct every single time.
So somebody in the chat just asked, they said, how much did Alpha have to spend to get to where she is? Why don't you tell them the one thing I told you? Because you said, you told me how much information security background. This was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. She said, what you said, I know a little bit about something and not enough. She didn't know anything about cybersecurity. I mean, she knew how to spell cybersecurity, basically. And I love you, but I'm just being honest. And I and during the interview, well, during our first conversation, I'm listening to her. I'm like, she's really just wanting to be. Because you were saying all the words, you're like, and then cyber, and then the stuff, and the security, and patches, and I just, I was like, calm the fuck down first. All right, that didn't make sense. Second, okay, so if you don't know what you're saying, shut the fuck up, please, respectfully. I didn't say respectfully because when you work in my team, I don't give you these. No, we don't have these. I don't take off the training wheels because I want you to really be tough. I want to be able to send you into an operation so that you can operate. Life is about operating. It's not about having training wheels. You understand what I'm saying? So I treated her the same way. I'm like, listen, I don't care if you're a woman or not. I'm going to make you a deadly motherfucker. Very deadly education wise, very deadly from an application wise, very deadly from a physical security. The way you live your life, very motherfucking deadly, very valuable, very capable. And that's what I mean by deadly, not about like, being some lethal tool. I'm saying, how capable are you? Let me use my words because that's what I emphasize here. Well, yes, very capable, very able to apply these things. So somebody asked, how much money? So in the beginning, I said, I'm not going to talk to you until you get your certification, which was, what certification was that did you get?
So that was the CC Foundations through ISC squared.
That was the CP Foundations from
CC.
IST. The what?
CC, Cybersecurity Foundations through ISC squared.
Okay, that's what she got. That was her only certification. And that just told me that she knew enough where I could say words and they wouldn't go all the way over her head. However, this is the one thing that she has that 99.9% of the people out there don't have. The go get it. The go get it is, hey, I may not know it, and I know that's what I need to know, and I'm not going to sit here and whine and waste your time and tell you about all the things that I really want to tell you so that you can make me feel. No, no. She says, I'll talk to you later. She calls me back 2 weeks later. Hey, so remember that certification I told you I was going to get? I just got it. So I want to let you know that I got it. And I was like, she's a getter. She goes and gets it. There's types of people. There's talkers. There's the people that just whine. The people that feel like they've never been, they didn't get the attention from their mother, or they got too much attention from their family, so they just think everybody should give them attention. And they got the privilege. Then you got all types of people. The operator mindset is the one that's like, listen, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody owes me anything. I'm going to go out and get it for myself. And those who meet me where I'm going to go get the water can also share the water with me. That type of mentality, I'm going to go get it. I can't do 100 push-ups right now, but I'm going to fucking do 10. And then tomorrow I'm going to do 20. And then tomorrow I'm going to do 50. And then maybe in a month you'll be doing 100. Actually, if maybe it takes about 3 weeks if you're serious. But you get what I'm saying? There's different types of people. So if you want to be in this game, you got to learn that you are here on your own, that you're going to get the bag on your own. When she goes out and starts her own company, whatever, she can literally say, I got this out of the mud. I literally got it out the mud. I started from zero. I didn't know. I knew how to turn on a computer. And then I learned that there were securities to computer. Then I met an alchemist and I had to go through hell with him. And then bam, you get what I'm saying? So understand that, people. So let's talk about the school environment. So the school environment, it's an invite only. If you want to be one of the first 20, no, let's make it alchemical. If you want to be the first 11 to evaluate the course, okay, you're going to write a paragraph. No, you're going to write a paper, however long it needs to be, whether 1 paragraph, 5 paragraphs. Write your summary of why you want to join the school. And when you write it, should they send it to you, Alpha? How should we do this? Because I don't want them to have to pay to get Threema right now. That's just too much, right?
They can reach out to me here on Instagram
Okay, cool.
and just go ahead and send it. And if they do want to get on Threema, I am happy to guide them there.
All right, so listen, everybody, if you want to join the school and you're paying attention to this message right now, I am not going to save this live. I am not saving this live. This is a mission. This is an an operations order. If you want to join the school environment and you want to be the first 11 that will have unfeathered, like you would have full access to the environment, your objective will be to evaluate each course and to make improvements, to say things like, I like this experience, but you could do better here. Maybe your punctuation. I want it all, as long as you're respectful. Okay. If you want that, you're going to come up with a summary statement, whether that's a paragraph, if it's a sentence. We're going to gauge your energy of your response. Send it to Cyberfixer Alpha, the person that's on stage right now. Send it to her DMs. Be respectful. Be polite. These are your orders, right? Be respectful. The protocol. Be respectful. Be polite. Use please and thank you. Be very attentive to your punctuation, to the way you speak. Don't be fake. Speak in your tone. Speak direct and in your tone, right? In your tone. What does that mean? That means don't write anything in Chat GPT, okay? Because we're going to sense that. Ain't that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't do chat.
1,000%.
Say what?
No, 1,000%. No AI. I want it from you.
Right. Excuse me, I want my nose. But yes, you get what I'm saying? So if you're going to do that, I want you to, number one, no AI. Number two, speaking your tone. I want it as long or as short as you want it, right? If you want to get in the course, you're going to explain in so many terms why you feel as if you should get access to this environment and what you're going to do with the intelligence with the intelligence you learn in that environment. Send it to Cyberfixer Alpha, and we'll go from there. Is there anybody in here that wants to join the environment and feels like this is going to be a great one? Let me get some namaste for those who are interested. Let me get some namaste. If you're interested in joining and Cyberfixer Alpha should be anticipating receiving a DM from you, let's get a namaste. Let's see if there's people that's interested in here. What do you think, Cyber Alpha? You think people are interested?
I don't know. I haven't. Oh, there we go. I see one. Now, one thing I do want to tell you all is meditate on this. If I get a message from you in 20 minutes, I'm going to ignore it. Take the time, put the effort, the energy to truly understand what it is that you want from this experience and mean it when you say it.
There we go. Oh shit, we got namastes. Oh, we got like namastes.
I
Okay, I
think
think
they're
people are
excited.
interested.
I
I
love it.
think people are interested. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what they kept saying too, Alpha. They said in the dream, they said, if you build it, you know the rest. They will come.
They will come, and here we are.
Here we go. I'ma stay on point. I'ma stay on point. There we go. All right, so everybody, send it to her. Listen, if you haven't learned from watching me, I usually say one thing and I do a lot more. You know how some people say they do say one thing and do another? No, I'll say one thing, but I'll do 10 times more. If you put the energy there, I'm gonna match your energy and then times it by X, right? You get what I'm saying? So now, if there's anybody in here that's a part of the tribe, any tribe members in here, I want y'all to know that y'all are already going to get access to the school environment. If your tribe, shit, don't even worry about that. Just let's let this fresh set of eyes, the people who are not familiar with my energy and the way that my training goes and the way that I handle things, because the people that are in tribe, they have already gone through hell a little bit. They've gone through bugs. They've already started collaborating. They started seeing things different. This school environment is like, it's focused directly on cyber. It's directly on applied information security, applied privacy techniques and protocols, applied everything. So your introduction to privacy, introduction to application security, how to secure your devices, how to do a security assessment. I mean, the thing goes all the way up to how to make your money. Okay. Remember when we did the thing in the retreat, and I was telling people my game, like this is how you make the game, this is how you make a cybersecurity business, and they were taking notes. Remember that,
Oh,
Cyber?
I do. I do. That was a beautiful sight, a beautiful experience.
So if everybody doesn't know, we do host a weekend once, like maybe right now it's every three months. But listen, it's very
Quarterly.
selective. Okay, it's like it's supposed to be every month. Okay, you gonna call me out on
But
stage
you,
like
but
that?
you were building the school. You were building the school. There's nothing to call you out for. You
Oh, okay,
building the
good. I'm
school.
like, damn, she calling me out in front of you. That's
No,
cool.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
let you have this one. You were busy in the lab cooking it up, so it's
All
okay.
right. All right. All right. So, all right. Is there a deadline for the submission? You know what? That's up to Alpha. That's Alpha. Alpha, this is yours. So somebody's asking, is there a deadline for the submissions?
You know, this tends to be a busy month for me. So I'm going to say October 30th. October 30th, I will not be reading anymore, selecting anymore, and selections will be made by November 2nd.
There you go. November 2nd, that's when things will be made. Determination factors will be then, and then we'll go from there. So if you want your information, if you want to be a part of that tribe, if you want to learn, if you want to get free access to the school environment that's going to be behind a paywall in about a month or two, then you may want to start jumping in, okay? Because get in early, right? Get in early. Get the things going. Now, are there? Hey, aye, Captain. You are welcome. Everybody, you are welcome, but don't necessarily thank yourselves for being here. Okay, so if you may say please and thank you. Is that if you may? If you have a question, use please or thank you. Protocols are important. We'll work on the paper for a day or two and think about it. May have found the school too and already applied. Maybe you have. No, that's impossible because we literally just finished it like 4 hours ago. I was just talking to the developer. I was like, oh, we need to do this. So maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to call you out. But anyway, Good evening, everybody. DJ Paul, what's up in the house? DJ Paul. Yes, yes, yes. So we were talking about everybody walking in. We are talking about the school. We just created a school environment because a lot of people have been asking to join. And how do we become a part of the tribe? And how do we learn? And how do we? So a lot of people just wanted to learn, but a lot of people don't want to be a part of the tribe. And I had to come and understand, like, why would you even want to learn from me if you don't want to be a part of the tribe? Because not everybody wants to drink my fucking Kool-Aid. Get it? Okay, I get it. So we created a school environment all about applied information security. 111 videos, 111 handbooks, 111 different applied security things that you have to do. So it's not like you just watch the video and you read it and you're like, oh, I learned that topic. No, you have to go do the topic. Every single one. How do I choose which password manager? And then you have to through your selection process and your logic, go through it. Which one is the right one? And I've already taught you how to pick your own. I've said it in the video. I've given you some very detailed information. So everything that you're going to get is the same way we learned in the intelligence and the special forces in the special operations community. All right. So when you're taught a certain way, you're taught one thing and you're told one time. And you're told one time with very limited instruction sets so that your brain can function and do all of the work. A lot of you are codependent upon AI systems and your parents and your teachers. Let me hold your hand. No, holding your hand creates slaves and drones. We're not creating those. We're creating well-functioning 360-degree operators in the cyber, the privacy, and physical security capacity. Okay? So when you're doing that, thank you, Capital One. Listen, it took a lot. Thank Alpha, because I don't think I would have done this if Alpha wasn't put. Hey, you said you were going to do this. You really said you were going to do this. I'm like, if you don't leave me alone. I thought we were here to make the billions and the jillion. You were like, no, that's not why you're here. Actually, you're here because the people need you. And I was like, there she goes with that logic and alchemy stuff. And that's why you gotta be spiritual, Alpha. Why you gotta be spiritual all the time? Why we can't just talk about like money and stuff? And she's like, because that's not what we're here for. I was like, yeah, you're right. We're not. Ain't I right?
You are absolutely correct. It took a lot. But those what was it, those manipulation skills and the things that I'm capable of that we talked about in the beginning, that
Exactly.
is where I transmuted that energy. And now here we are.
True. True. Listen, she did manipulate me. Oh, so were you working on this today? Oh, you weren't just out just drinking all day. You were working on the school, right? Oh, okay. Because you said you weren't going to drink. You said you were going to just work on the school. Oh, okay. I mean, like that kind of energy. And I'm like, what? What are you, my fucking wife? What the fuck? Listen, let me just be me. Okay? Can I be an alchemist in the wind? And yes, you can be the alchemist as long as you're doing alchemical things. And I was like, okay, call me on my shit. But you know what? On your journeys, everyone, that's how you know if you're doing it right. When you bring people into your flow and they call you on it, that's people that you want around you. You don't want yes men. You don't want yes women. You don't want yes people. I don't trust me. I assure you, if you all could see the conversations that now that she's at the level that she's at, now she speaks with her agency. Now that she's learned her agency, she's like, look, I know what I do know, and I'm gonna stand on that, and that's why I did this. But other than that, listen, don't come around my way. And that's what I want out of people. I want you all to get into a position where you're so confident that you can speak to me on that level, where you're confident, you got your toes down, and you're not even shaking because I'm in your face or I'm yelling, or because you understand that's just a distraction. When people raise their voice and people get it, especially men who have big egos and they're very insecure and they just want to get their woman. I'm gonna yell at you and make you intimidated, or even with the other men. Well, they won't do it, other men generally, but those kind of people, they're not about that action. So you have to learn how to see through the distraction and get past that fake action and get to the operation. And that's what we've taught Alpha in this situation.
I
What did
actually have a story to share, a quick one, that really showed me how to see through that. And it was when we had a meeting at a time that we'd agreed upon. And I knew that I was going to be late. And I was very intentionally late because I knew that you were going to be late. And I arrived at a location. And on the way, I apologize, for being late and then letting you know that I respect your time. And you call me and you just pop off about how I'm late. I don't respect your time and I don't take you seriously. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? Where are you? I'm inside. And you were like, oh, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And I was like, look, this was just a distraction. I'm going to take this and turn into something it doesn't need to be. But learning to see through that is exactly why I'm here. Because I knew you were going to be late. I knew it was all going to work out regardless. But for you to create this distraction of a reaction in that moment to throw me off, to make it seem as the situation was something that it wasn't. That is where I really learned, like, you know what? People will say things or they will do things, but that does not at all mean that that is what they are saying or what they are trying to do. It is just to drag your attention away from the thing that's important.
Absolutely. So, for those who are walking in, who are just walking in on the end of that conversation, what was being expressed was we were talking about maintaining your focus no matter what the distraction is. And a lot of things happen in distractions. A lot of people move in distractions. A lot of people think the distraction is where the action's at. And the way that you train people to move past the distraction is to show them, hey, listen, you need to understand the distractions are going to happen and the mission is what needs to be accomplished. At the end of the day, you have to accomplish the mission. Period. Accomplish the mission. What is it? Be there at 7 o'clock, or be at the meeting, or accomplish this task. Accomplish the mission. Period. That's it. No matter what the distractions are. So in this case, she was on the phone with me while I'm popping off. Hey, listen, you ain't even here, and she was calm and she was answering, and I said, "Where are you?" And she's like, "Look, I'm here." Calm. And that's what shut me down. I was like, "Damn, that's not going to work out well because I'm not even close, number one." And that's she's going to realize that's what it was. Accomplish the mission. That's the game. And that's what the main lesson is in all the school and everything that I'm teaching, everything that I'm sharing is through the lens of my operational life capacity that I've had, my life experiences that I've had. It's always about, listen, you can be distracted and go swat all the ants and get mad at all the people who think that that you can be, and sometimes I allow myself to go into those places. Alpha will tell you, why would you even care about that? And I'm looking at her because I just feel like hammering some shit in. Okay, because he looked at me funny. I don't think he should look at me funny because he doesn't know the fuck, this little fuck. And she's like, for you to be all of this, you just want to go, you wanted some drama. And sometimes I tell him, like, yeah, I guess I was looking for some drama. And I don't feel like going to a club or some place to go fight somebody because that's so childish and I don't do that type of stuff. So let me go be a grown up somewhere. And all jokes aside, yes, learning how to stay level when shots are popping off. And that's really what it's about. And sometimes you got to learn how to be the shots, learn how to be the distraction. Sometimes being the distraction is how you get the mission accomplished. Sometimes everything is so fucked in the field, you need to learn how to operate out there so that you can be the distraction to draw the fire so that the mission can be accomplished. Did you get what I just said? Sometimes you got to learn how to operate. Yes, yes. All right, Alpha, we got some other people that want to get up on the stage. I appreciate you. Now, again, if you want to join, don't send me shit. Don't get in my DMs. Don't come to my Threema. This is an alpha operation. So if you want to get free access to the school environment, to give us some insights, to be a part of the plank owning system, in the Navy, plank owning is like the first person to ride the ship, right? So if you want to be in it, send Alpha your why you should join the tribe in so many words, and then bam, go. Okay? Alpha, did you want to say anything? You want to talk about anything before I kick you off the stage? Respectfully and with kindness.
No, thank you so much for allowing me up here, and thank you all for being so engaged. And I look forward to those responses in my DMs.
Thank you, Alpha. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right. That was beautiful energy, beautiful action. Listen, serendipity exodus, I just told you what you need to do. All right. Thank you both. This has been divinely plopped into my plot. I haven't read that word in a long time. Plot. Namaste, Alpha. Yes. Everybody be respectful. Get it, Alpha. Let her guide you. Right? Everybody's asking, who's that woman that we're talking about, I'm referencing in all of my videos? Who's Khadijah? All right? So for those who don't know, there's a movie called 355. I go ahead and drop some tea here. So there's a movie called 355. It's about three female spies, right? If you watch that movie, you'll learn that I was the consultant that advised them on all the cyber operations and the spy tactics for that movie. Very famous movie, very famous actors, actresses, and yeah, that was it. So in that movie, one of the actresses' name was Khadijah. She was the cyber operative that was teaching people things, and in that movie, she was also teaching people how to be versions of herself. In the script that you see on my page on Black Alchemy Solutions, there's a script. When I'm going around teaching this woman how to check into hotels, how to look for things, how to remove the tags from her bags. That's the Khadijah series. The real person is Cyber Fixer Alpha, who's been going through all these different troubles. Like, no, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way for almost 2 years now. And now I'm bringing so big that I'm bringing her on stage. Obviously, I'll keep things hidden. We've got angels in our tribe, right? We got other people that are in our tribe. There's no reason to drop the names because I don't think she's in here yet. Unless you're in here, if you're in here, Angel, go ahead and drop a wing, and I'll announce you if you want me to announce you. If not, I'm not going to. So we've got other angels, and our tribe is deep, right? We've got deep, like deep, deep, deep. So we are not looking for anybody. We're not looking for anybody to join. Somebody just asked, what kind of people are we looking to join? We're not looking for anybody to join. The universe will tell you if this is where you're supposed to be going. You know, this the universe will tell you. What does that mean? What is the universe? What does that mean? Are you a Christian? Are you Jewish? Are you Muslim? Are you Buddhist? What does that mean? The universe. It means that if it means what it means, it means that if you know that you're supposed to be there, then the universe will guide you and say, hey, maybe you should just go ahead and send that message. Maybe you should just go do that. Maybe you should just go do that. And then you'll be like, what? I don't feel like. I don't even know if I like this guy. And you're like, maybe you should go do that. That's the universe telling you should go do it. Okay. That's the best way. All right, let's bring somebody up here. Nick, what's going on, Nick? It means what it means. It says what it said. Period, as the kids say. All right, let's see. Let's see who wants to come up on stage. All right. How you doing, Nick?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
I'm loving life. Happy to see you, my friend. I love your energy, my friend. How are we
Dude,
doing today?
first thing, I'm so thankful for you. Everything you put out is just perfect on time. I appreciate it so much. You were going live when I was up 5 in the morning and you're like doing your push-ups and shit, or you had just got done. I was like, this guy, I've put so many of my friends onto you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are more than welcome. Soul to soul.
Thank you, brother. I'll
So
try
how
to
can
be
I help you,
brief.
Nick?
So I just got brought on as like the lead for security at my church. I thought you'd have like some nice broad, getting in there. What are we looking for right away? Preparation.
Oh, you're asking.
Yes, sir.
Oh, physical cyber, which aspects?
Mostly physical. Almost
Okay.
all physical.
All right, cool. Good question, Nick. And I am honored to answer that question. For all of those who are like, will he answer a question about a church because he's not a Christian or whatever religion it is? No, it doesn't matter about religion. I used to be a Christian. So here we go. Number one, physical access. You need to figure out your ingress and egress routes. So one of the big things, I'm going to give you an answer through an experience lens, not through a consultative lens, if that's understood. And I hope you're taking notes because I really care about the value of my words. Okay, good, because yeah, you're taking notes?
I'm locked in with you.
All right, all right. So it's important to understand one of the things that's most important about securing one of those facilities, a religious institution, is the person that is providing that service. The person that access their routes need to be planned prior the service and after the service. That exfil and infill, like how they get in and how they get out, should not be in the same means and mechanisms that everybody else does. They need to have an isolated route path to get in and off site. Number one. Number
Got
two, when it comes to physical security, you need to ensure that you can close the distance between the person that you're protecting, like what, not you, maybe your team. I don't know how big this is. I'm not asking, and don't divulge it. Don't divulge anything sensitive on this network. So you need to be able to identify that you can actually close the distance in between any threat that's external and that operational person that's there. You also want to create a boundary in between that access route to him from where or her, wherever they are. What is a boundary? You put an usher there, you put a plate there, you put a mic stand, you put something that will obstruct a clear path of exploitation to that individual. You want to put people inside. So if you have a team of security people, you want to have undercovers. I really mean it. And what I mean by undercovers, they don't wear any special suits. They want to be strategically placed in between the exit and the entrance or the access to the individual that we're discussing, right? What is that
Gotcha.
for? In the event you have an emergency action plan, you need to start creating an action plan. What do we do in the event of this? What is an active shooter? How do we identify active shooters? What is our procedures for these? Your policies and procedures are what's going to drive your actions and your actions and remediations, your risk remediations. That's what we call them, risk remediations. How do I reduce the risk of this vulnerability? So from that perspective, that's the first thing I would start doing. So looking at your budget, obviously you want to operate everything that you need to do needs to be thought with a budget in mind. You can sit here and say, well, you know what? I want two night cam D75s. Well, motherfucker, we only have $7,000. Okay, that was 2 to 20. No, operate within your budget. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you want to be able to identify that. Number two, you want to have constant monitoring of the situation at all times. What does that mean? Let me break that down. Whether or not you're going to, depending on your budget, you want to have the focus of the visuals, the visual capturing solutions that you're having. Obviously, I'm using fancy words for your CCTVs or for your cameras. You want to be able that you're monitoring not just the sermon. You're going to have the production cameras. That's going to be separate from the security cameras, and don't let people intertwine with that. Don't let people say, well, we can use that for that. Nope. The security camera.
Security is security. Everything else is everything else.
I'm gonna let you interrupt me on that one, but yes. So I was still talking, but yes, absolutely. Security is security, and everything else is everything else. And don't cross contaminate. Because why? It's an operational reason, and there's a tactical reason. From a tactical, yes, boundaries. You want to have a boundary of access to those tapes because what's in those tapes and what's sold to the public or what's on public news are two different things. All right. You also want to be the chief in control. If you are the chief of the security, you want to be chief in control of the access to those tapes. That means that nobody can just go out and get those tapes to learn your security apparatus. They can learn what you're doing, your positioning, and your placements. Because as you're marking those tapes, you're going to be talking about where you're placing the people and how you're going to improve on your tactics. All right? Exfil and exfil, the exit locations, infill, the entry locations. You need to have a flow map. Create a flow map of how you're going to guide people. People are sheeple when they're in situations where they need to be led. And that means, I don't mean sheeple mentally, I mean the way they walk, the way they move needs to be guided by a shepherd. Period. That's what I meant. Just like you guide like the shepherds guide the lambs or the sheeps, the shepherds, the animals, the animals that they guide, you need to guide the way that they go into the church. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
The locking mechanisms that you have for the doors, for your treasury, how the money's, because people are not out just, shooting people in churches because they just feel like it. Usually there's radicalization, right? And then there's a need. It's a crime of passion or a crime of need. So people are interested in money. You need to understand when tithes and offerings are going on. If you're an institution that is of the Christian genre, then you have this thing called tithes and offering. And I'm not being funny. I'm just talking to anybody, not just you. I'm talking about everybody in the audience. You're Catholic. Okay. You're Catholic?
Non-denominational.
Oh, no. Okay. So there's tithes and offerings, right?
Yeah.
All right. If there's tithes and offerings, then you need to have a tithes and offerings protocol. What does that mean? It doesn't need to be communicated. It doesn't need to be, hey, we're going to institute the protocol now. No, fuck, don't ever do that. Don't announce your moves, okay? Ninjas. No, don't do any of that. No sign language. None of that. It just needs to be rehearsed. Here's what you need to learn. When the money's moving, nobody else needs to be moving. Everybody needs to be sitting down. When the money's moving, everybody needs to be sitting down. If people are standing while the money's moving, that means that people can run. If people can stand, that means they can run. If they can run, they can get a gun. If they can run with a gun, they can get the money. You don't want them to run with a gun and get the money. You want them sitting down and out of that position. You want to keep people off of the X. So when you're moving the money, you want to keep a control of, number one, the people. Are you sitting down? Number two, you want to keep order. So whether or not you're talking to the person in control, I don't, if you're calling a pastor, a preacher, or a preachess, I'm not asking. You want to ensure that, hey, listen, when we talk about this, can you deliver your instruction? Everybody, please have a seat. Everybody, please relax. I'm just using my preacher voice. I guess that's what it is. Relax. Jesus is here. Jesus. So you want to, it's okay. It's fine. So have a protocol and rehearse, as one of the people here in the chat has said. Rehearse these things. Rehearse how it's going to be. To set the tone. When the money's moving, you want to keep people docile. Why? It's not because you want people docile and you want to speak with harmonious things. It's because when everybody's hot, when the sheep are all in the same movement, when everybody's in the same movement, people that are not in that movement need to be watched. Oh, what the fuck are you just sitting still while we're just all kumbaya? We're talking about, oh my God, my Lord, kumbaya. And you over there sitting still. Oh, you create patterns so you can understand when people are not following that pattern so you can see if they're trying to create a new pattern that may be an exploitation route to your life.
Boom.
Boom, bam. All right. Access control and key control. Remember this. When it comes to the keys for the safe, for the vaults, for the access to the place, there needs to be key control. And what is key control? It's not, listen, she's from accountant or she's been here 20 years, so we give her the keys. No, you need to have a key control. You need to make sure that when people are with the church, they're part of the church. And if they're a part of the church, they're about, how do you get somebody a part of the church from an administrative perspective, especially from a key management perspective? You sign NDAs and expectation agreements. What's an expectation agreement? Listen, if you are an usher, if you're a security person, then you understand the confidentiality of the things that we do in the operations and the rehearsals that we take place in this organization is confidential and fall under this boundary. You need to have that, and you will not get a key. You will not get an access badge until you sign that document. I was going to cuss, but you can't do that at the same time that we're talking about religion. So, you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense, though?
Yeah, yeah. You got a free pass, man. You can cuss whenever you want.
Type shit. I already know that. I'm talking. This is for my own salvation.
All right, brother.
Thank you, white Jesus.
Hey, dude. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you so much. I've been hitting my thing is 99s, 99 core, 99 legs, 99 push-ups. That sweet jujitsu. I fucking love you, dude. So thank you so much.
Namaste, my friend. You stay
Hey, God
frosty.
bless you, brother.
And if you need me, give me a call.
Thank you, brother.
All right, that was lovely. I love those. I love those. I love those. I love function. I love function. I love showing people function. I love showing people function. Does that make sense? Function. So that was like, for instance, I've done a lot of churches. I've done a lot of church securities. I'm talking about major churches and small churches. I'm talking about like mega churches. Like, hey, can you come in and check my security? Because I think one of my security, this is a true story. True story from a mega church. And it's past the NDA time. So this was about 5 years ago. So look, I think that somebody's plotting against me on my inside of my church. And it turns out at this mega church that the security people were up to some nefarium. They were trying to set up not set the pastor up, but set up a diversion to get access to the money. And we found this out with an undercover operation. What am I sharing this with you? Just because religion is in the word, or because there's a cross, or there's a Jesus, or there's a Buddha, or Muhammad on the powder, whether it's a white Jesus, or a black Jesus, or a green Jesus, or a green Muhammad, don't matter. What I'm saying is people don't care when they're trying to do nefarious activities, right? All that religion goes out the door when they're trying to come up upon a bag, especially if they got the devil in them, if you know what I'm saying, right? And what I mean by that is they've got lower vibrational energy. Okay. All right. So when you understand that, then you have to plan against that. So everything I just shared with that individual, I want you to understand this is real talk. This is real game, if you will. It's real understanding on physical security, how to set different tones, how to set your own perimeters, and within any budget. It's not about money. Like if you need money to secure something, that means that you don't have talent. Shit, I said it. So if you have talent, then you don't really need a lot of money because you don't need a whole bunch of tools and whistles, right? At the end of the day, security is a mindset. It's a mindset. Security, privacy, it's a mindset. How do I think? How would I come and steal this bag? How would I get to that preacher? How would I make them mad? How could I? All these things. And all you have to do is think through that lens. And that's how we got where we are. All right. Yes, they do. Oh, man, somebody just said something that was powerful. Malicious actors use religion like a malware. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're welcome for the energy. Listen, the energy is natural. Y'all get that for free. You join our tribe, luxurious lady. I appreciate that. Somebody keeps asking. Somebody just asked me about access to the tribe. They said that they had access. They were trying to get access, and something happened. Reach out to Alpha. All right. So the person that was talking about they had issues logging into the Nebuchadnezzars, and those who don't know, tribe members are in a platform called the Nebuchadnezzar. And that's our other training platform. That's where you can talk to the hundreds, if not thousands, of other tribe. No, there's only hundreds of tribe members right now. And you can talk to the other tribe members about the things you're going through. If you're a Buds programmer, a Buds member where you're going through one of your challenges, because Buds has challenges. It's not like you're just going to write a report. No, you got to go out and do some crazy stuff. Like actually wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and do stuff like you're in boot camp and like wake up and do push-ups and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's turning you into a different person. Everybody that graduates from Buds, you're not the same. Nobody's the same. Nobody. Nobody is the same. Nobody's the same. Let's see who wants to come up on stage. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna let you up here again, but every time I try to invite you, you tell me that you didn't want to get up here. All right. Oh, okay, luxurious lady. Yeah, those are challenges, aren't they? It's life changing. Okay, well, 3-day-old pizza. Thank you so much. That's an interesting freaking name because the pizza's better when it's like 2 days. Yes, yes. $11.11. That's not no. Yes, you're gonna love it. Oh, we got some tribe members in here. Oh, we got tribe. Listen, everybody in the chat, we got tribe members in here today. I love how they just come out of the woodworks. They're like, yeah, hey, listen, guys, if you want to do the tribe, hey, we've been here all the time. We've been here the whole time just listening. The child came out of the woodworks talking about, hey guys, so listen, before you join Buds, don't think it's going to be easy because it's not. It's not meant to be easy. I don't want it to be easy. If it was easy, then everybody else would be doing it, right? Cobra Cadabra, stop asking if you don't want to come up here now. Shit. I said that with love. All right, so Tony, what's up, Tony? All right, so I'm gonna answer Tony's question. Here we go. So read the comment down here. Really pushes your boundaries. Thank you. I got a whole bunch of members in here today. Oh, hey, listen, if you're a tribe member and you're in this live, let me say namaste. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate you staying with me this long. I appreciate you on your journey. I'm so happy that you're here. This is to the tribe members. This is your shout out. I'm going to come up with some new antics later once we start to mature this whole live situation, but I want to give out a special energetic shout out, vibrational match, and energetic and abundance flow to the tribe members in this room today. Thank you so much. Round of applause for coming. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being who you are. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you because you're different now. You're not like them. And them is just them. Let's make some new agreements. Yes, that. Listen, if noise and distractions gets to you, it's for you. Let's make some new agreements. Yeah, that's some tribe talk. We got our own language. Thank you. I know what you're doing, Mosa. I know what you're doing. Yes, it's just beautiful to see people in their evolved state communicate in their evolved state. Like, when we did the retreat, Alpha's not on the stage anymore. My apologies. I got to answer this question. Shiny red ball. But when we did the retreat, it was so beautiful to see people, because you couldn't even come to the retreat unless you did Buds. And just listening to people's testimony was like, listen, yeah, I did Buds and then I was doing this in my life and and then now I'm doing this. Now I'm a nomad like you and I just live out of my backpack. And I'm like, what are you doing for money? Well, I listened to your second chapter. You said this is how you make money. I was like, well, so I have to do the same thing. Like, it works. And I guess that's what I'm really saying. I'm saying maybe I didn't really have the blueprint. A lot of people think that the people that know the way are the people that they're just following. And we don't know the way all the time. We just do what works and then we know what doesn't work. And we don't do what doesn't work. Some people aren't wise like that. It takes a little bit of intelligence not to do what doesn't work. All right, so Tony Diggs got a question. He has a question for me. They have a question. So, as someone coming from sales and customer serving, having a passion for cybersecurity, are there any recommendations? I can't read the whole thing for some reason. Oh, are there any recommendations for utilizing my people skills? Please and thank you. I appreciate any advice you can give. All right. So again, let me say that question one more time. As someone coming from sales and customer service, having a passion for cybersecurity, is there any recommendations for utilizing my people skills? Please and thank you. I appreciate any advice you can give. Yes, Tony, people skills. People cybersecurity is usually oxymoronic. People cybersecurity. Like there's In most environments, there's not a cybersecurity help desk, right? So, because we're just generally not people, except you have to have people skills to, you know, to do social engineering, to do the other aspects or the more social aspects of cybersecurity. So, your people skills, customer service. Let's see, what were you doing? Sales and customer service. Listen, stay in your lane. You know what? One of the most highest paid positions in cybersecurity, when you really get into the seasoning of cybersecurity without knowing cybersecurity, you know what the highest paid, where you don't really have to be an engineer in cybersecurity, but still make like 4 times what an engineer makes? A sales engineer, a cybersecurity sales engineer. You know, people that sell security products. They don't care if you're, I mean, they would prefer that you come from the cybersecurity stock. But if you are a salesperson first that has a technical background second, that's much more valuable than a technical background first and a sales background second, because you know how to sell. And if you're a salesperson, they just want you to sell. And a person that knows how to sell and that also knows cybersecurity so they can sell a cybersecurity product, ooh, that means that you can get inside of a room with a chief information officer, a chief information security officer, and speak enough chief information security lingo to convince the chief information security officer's deputy, who's really going to be the decisioner. It's not really the CIO that usually makes the decision. They'll send their little deputies in, or they'll send their vice president of security in, and like, tell me what you think about that product. And then you learn how to sell. Selling is a science. So I would start off in that area. I would start, looking at different sales positions that you can actually do this stuff in. So that's your answer, my friend. Okay. All right, John, you are correct. What's John? Oh, what about if you're a medical person? What does that mean if you're a medical? Sales guys get commission. Absolutely. People skills are great for red teaming. Listen. There's a difference between a penetration tester and a red teamer. Okay. A penetration tester is someone that evaluates the technical parameters of a device or an organization based off of the parameters that they establish for evaluating weaknesses in the organization through a set of tools and skills that are limited. When it comes to red teaming, a red teamer is somebody that understands all domains of security, risk, and exploitation, and has the same tier of skills, exploitation skills on the social, cyber, physical, because a red teamer is breaking into your location and telling them basically how you did it. Okay? And that's whether that's manipulating people, getting past the front desk, getting your security guy to get you a ticket. Like, you got to run the full gamut. That's what I used to do. Okay? Running red teams is different than a penetration tester, but in a red team, you definitely have to have social skills. I mean, you got to have the best. You see, moi? I'm not saying I'm the best. Look at me. Look. You're okay. Look at that shit if you want to. All right. Anyway, so risk management. What about risk? Yes, risk management is one. Okay, but I think I've given you some game there. All right. So, listen, I told Alpha when we started here I wasn't going to be here all night because I wanted to get some good sleep. I want to get some good sleep, and I actually want to watch a movie. So maybe we'll have a movie night. Maybe one day we'll just go on marathons and we'll just sit here all night, eat popcorn together, and talk about security and alchemy and, meditate. We're getting there. That's what I'm getting my stamina to be on these labs, because I understand that the more I'm here, the more benefit people are having, and the more people get to engage. And listen, we need to create community. We need to create connections with people. We need to create these kind of connections with like-minded individuals. And it's really rare that we come across us. So when we come across us, yes, maybe I'll make some popcorn. But you can't eat it because I'll be where I'm at, and I'm not going to like ship the popcorn to you. So we'll figure something out, right? Yes, yes. Okay, so a movie night. You would join in for that? Okay, well, I'm looking at me like a kid. Like, really, you do that? Because I think that's cool. Good for you. Good for you starting your new job. Remember, stay humble, stay receptive, put in receive mode. Stay yourself in receive mode for the person that's starting their job tomorrow. You'll make popcorn as well? Listen, I'm going to drop a little hint. If you're in here from the tribe and, Alpha and I are discussing creating a meetup. I know she's going to be mad for me to leak this, but, stay open, stay tuned, because I'm going to drop the insights. I'm going to drop, I am not watching Mr. Robot. Are you fucking serious? Excuse my language. No, now, all respect, Dave Kennedy, shout out Dave Kennedy, one of the cybersecurity, my cybersecurity family, Dave Kennedy, what's his Trusted Sec. That's my guy, my homie, former Marine. He's the main guy that did the consulting for Mr. Robot. So I'm not shitting on that. I'm just like, yeah, but when I do my movie, it's gonna be better than Mr. Robot because it's all about I'm not competitive, but I'm competitive as fuck. So so but yes, we should do a movie night. I'm with that. Okay, okay, all right. I'm gonna calm down. All right. But we are thinking about doing some kind of meetup in the next couple of weeks and next couple of months and stuff. So if you really want to be a part of that, you want to come to these lives, and I'll just drop little hints about that, and then I won't bring any more hints because I just got in trouble. All right. All right. So somebody just asked me, would I recommend going to the Air Force for intel or cyber? I would say intel, and then you'll learn cyber because that's kind of what I did, except it wasn't in the Navy. I was in the Navy. Waiting for your show, sir. Yeah, you know what? People are waiting for my book and they're waiting for my show. I assure you that both are coming. I didn't think the school was coming, and now the school is done. So I'm starting to manifest things I didn't think were possible. True story. Okay? Do more. Are you talking to me because I deserved it? I loved it. Yeah, do more. Absolutely. I'm going to do more. I will do more. I will do more. I promise you I will do more. Namaste. Peace and blessings to all of you. I send and I emit positive, energetic, rehabilitating energy to all of you. Thank you so much for your time. Spend about 11 minutes and 11 seconds meditating today in silence. Turn off all of your devices. Do not take this device into your bed tonight. Do not take this device into your room. Turn off your phones before you go to sleep. Turn on, if you have to listen to something in the background, 432 hertz, 432 hertz, 432 hertz. Put that inside of Google, 432 hertz, singing bowls, and allow yourself to recenter. Do not get off of this live and turn on some rap music, any country music, anything that's talking about killing people and hurting people. And no, get out of this live and get into nature. Go outside, take off your shoes and your socks and touch the ground, please. Listen, this black alchemy thing that we're doing here is not just cybersecurity, it's a way of life. 432 hertz. Yes. No, 432, not 440. 440 is bullshit. Type in 432 HRZ. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then just type it in and yes, yes, yes. And just leave it on. Don't turn on the news. Turn off the TV, please. I'm gonna watch a movie that's different. But yeah, somebody said something that's so profound. So let me bring this in. DJ Paul, you're right. I know I wanted to go, but I must pin this comment. Listen, that is right. If you really understand what I'm saying, then I'm really saying I don't want you on these platforms. I really don't. I really don't. But for now, that's where you are, and that's where we are. Why am I here? Because that's where the people are. All right? How far do we leave yes, yes. This is I'm actually giving y'all some big games because I'm not saying any please. That's what happens with people. You give people an inch, they try to take them out. I said, give me some please and thank yous when you ask a question. Actually, I'm not even gonna answer that. I'm gonna stick to mine. All right? I'm gonna stick to my guns. If you want a question, ask please and thank you. Breaking the mold. Get out of your comfort zone and grow. Absolutely. All right, listen. Type shit. Sometimes you can put your foot down. Most of the times you can put your foot down. It's when you leave up your foot a little bit, people are like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try to get away with stuff because I just want to see if I can get away with not saying please because I feel like a spy now that I don't have to say please. He still answers me. The fuck kind of game are you playing with yourself? Namaste.